and welcome to episode 123 of the Holding Court podcast. Today, we're chatting about a scandal that is all over social media. I'll discuss my road trip to Florida, and Justin will chat with me about his past experience playing Winterball. All coming up right now on Holding Court.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hello, hello.
Hi there.
So, we have to chat about it. Do you know what we have to chat about?
Uh-oh.
You're not in trouble.
Okay, let's chat then.
Okay, so I kind of brought this up yesterday to you, and you seemed a little like out of the saddle with it. I don't even know if that's a phrase, but the royal family scandal. It's taken over. Well, it's taken over my Twitter. I know it's X Twitter. It's taken over my Twitter. And I know that now social media, whatever you look at, it just feeds you more of it. So it's just like feeding the beast, and I'm just like injected into my veins. I can't get enough of it. But I don't think it's really on yours as much. Has it hit your feed now that you did a little bit of research last night when I mentioned it?
Yeah, I mean, I kept reading some things about, we're talking about Kate, right?
Yes,
that's what we're talking about.
Kate.
Okay.
There are actually many royal scandals, but we're going to stick to this one today.
I've seen stuff, but I had no idea what was going on, and I didn't even like give it the time to even entertain the rabbit hole to go down. So I don't know, something with the picture and it possibly being a little touched up, I guess, is about the extent of I know.
Well,
is that wrong?
I gave it the time. I mean, downplaying it, they should hire you for their PR. So long story. It wasn't even a touch up. So long story short. So Princess Kate and William, which I am not one of those people that even cared really about the royal family. Like, did I watch their royal wedding in 2010, whenever that was? Yes, at 2 a.m. But also I was up that late. I was in college. It was normal. But I don't think we didn't watch the Harry and Meghan one. I'm not like, some people are obsessed. They're like, they can't get enough of the royal family. And I was not like that until this happened. And now I need every bit of information and I can't consume it fast enough. I had an appointment today. I brought it up in my appointment and they didn't know about it. And I was like, are you living under a rock? Let me fill you in. So basically, Kate, it was announced that she was stepping away from her royal duties for an extended period of time because she was having a planned abdominal surgery. Very vague. Like, I don't know what that means. And then things just got kind of strange from there. They kept extending it. They were canceling appearances. There was never, normally, if you remember Kate, when she gave birth, she was the like supermodel that walked out of the hospital and had the baby, was waving like hours after giving birth. And like, she knows how to do the PR. Like, she's very out there. It's very strange that there was nothing, no like well wishes, no like videos of anyone in the family going to the hospital, leaving the hospital. Very strange. And then they just kept canceling, like pushing it back. They're like, oh, she'll be back by Easter. And then I guess this week something in June got canceled. So it's like, where is she? Whatever. So obviously they get word that people wonder, where's Princess Kate? Why haven't we seen her? What's going on? And so they released this photo, which is plastered all over my Twitter. And it's a very strange photo.
X. It's called X.
It's Twitter. It's like Staples Center and the Sears Tower in Chicago. I'm not X.
I agree.
It's such a strange thing to name an app. I need multiple syllables, but X. So it's all over my X, which sounds like it's all over my X.
Sounds even worse.
I'm just going to say, let me tweet it out. So this photo, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. It's Kate in the middle and 3 kids, no William. The trees are blooming, which some people in London said, like, the cherry blossoms are blooming early this year, global warming, la da 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 da. It's just very strange. Like, fingers are like contorted, like sweaters seem like an overlay. It's just very bizarre. Like, her boots cut strange. It's not like, it looks like it's AI, but it's people found, are you laughing at me? Because I'm absolutely insane and I can't get enough of this.
I'm laughing because
I feel like I'm giving a dissertation.
Well, I'm recalling you like breaking down this photo to me and everything that was wrong with it. And I was just like, this is like,
well, you're like, is this the photo? Is this what we're freaking out about? So irrelevant
to me. Like, I don't even know what's going on. So,
yeah. So the photo is strange. Passion,
so go.
But like we know on the internet, there are sleuths. There are people that deep dive. If you ever saw the documentary, Don't F with Cats, we know that the internet can solve any crime by dinner time, a la Mary Kate and Ashley. And people are solving it. And I don't know. It's very strange. Like they found a Vogue magazine cover with that exact face and people think it was pulled from there. And then they found an event that they were all at as a family, a charity event where they were wearing all of those outfits, but in different colors. So it's just very strange. So obviously what do you call it? Like what's the like head of all of this? I don't know. They get wind that people aren't buying this photo. Well, actually.
They're PR people, you mean?
Well, the AP put out a kill notice for this photo because they were like, it's been altered. We can't do this. Like, I've never seen that ever. Like, they need to send some kill notices out to some influencers because I didn't know that could even happen if someone releases a photo. But all these media outlets are like, we're not releasing this photo. Like, we're not going to publish it anymore. Something's not right. So they send out a tweet from, I think it's Kate and William or like royal family's official Twitter account that was like, tee-hee, like most amateur photographers, I experiment with Photoshop, like got a little carried away, sorry, and signed it C. Just like very strange. Like, am I supposed to believe that Kate's just photoshopping images? And also the photo cred in the photo was given to William. So now it's just very strange. Very strange.
Okay, I didn't know about that part.
Moo cannot believe this.
I know. We got a special guest.
Hi, Moo.
Moo would not leave my lap for the
she can't believe it
this week.
So then they are like, oh, let's show her in a car. And then the brick in the car window doesn't match the brick that's outside of the car. I'm like, who is running this circus? And it's actually concerning because obviously there's been issues in the past of like no secret things that Diana dealt with, things that Meghan dealt with. And it's actually like we can all have fun and games and be internet sleuths, but it's kind of scary like that we don't know what's going on. And so I'm just waiting. I don't know if they're all just over there laughing and they're like, haha, they think we're pulling something and she's really just recovering. People said she was getting a BBL. I don't really know. I hope everything.
I don't know if does everyone know? I don't know if everyone knows.
A Brazilian butt lift?
There you go.
So then they said that William had an affair and Kate's not being cooperative with how to handle their separation PR-wise. There's a love child in there. I know this podcast is typically about sports, but I need to know what people think. I need people to tell me their theories. I need to know. I'm on the case. Hot on the trail.
This stuff keeps Kourt up at night. I'm not lying.
Up at night, up in the morning, all day long. I can't get enough. So
I want to check your screen time because of this story.
I don't think it's any different. It's just more dedicated to this than other things.
More X.
Twitter.
More Twitter.
X. So tell me your thoughts. I'm sure by the next week we'll have an update or they'll come out and say something, but
there's definitely something weird going on, you know?
Absolutely. Something very strange.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
What someone said once.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it though.
Well, I'm going to give you the much promised recap of my road trip to Florida. What are your thoughts? So I obviously did the drive last year. What are your thoughts when I tell you I'm making the drive and I'm not just the people that only listen to the podcast and don't have Moon Cam right now are really missing out. So
I know.
Watch on YouTube and you just get this.
No one loves my beard more than Moon.
She's naked right now. She doesn't have her collar on. She's a wild moon.
Wild moon.
What are your thoughts on me making the drive? Like, does it freak you out? Do you just at this point say it's Kourt? Like, she just is going to load up the car and the dogs and head my way? Do you feel guilty that you just hop on a plane?
I don't feel guilty at all because I try to convince you over and over again to fly out and you just don't want to do it. I agree with you 100% that it's more practical and probably a little easier for you with the dogs if you drive, but it's still driving 30 plus hours. So saying it's easier is probably not accurate either. So But it is just, I mean, it's a little scary. You being on the road all day and the dog's in the car. And I know you had your mom and your sister with you, but I mean, it's scary.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's kind of that like transition into spring training. It's relaxing for me. You said my mom and sister were with me. My mom had never done that route before. So I think she got, what did she tell you? She was like 6 new states. She was very thrilled about that.
I think she said 5.
I think she missed one, but there was a lot. Like she would be like, oh my gosh, now we're here. And my sister, I drove the entire way. I'm nuts. I I think the rental car was solely in my name, but I really like to.
She's a rule follower.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's my trip. I needed to like have my hands on the wheel, but my sister was in charge of taking the state line photos, and I think we have 2 of them. Like it was a epic fail. I just always dream of
you
like
drove through like 9 states.
I know. Like she maybe got 2, and some of them are so cute too. Don't even get me started on the Indianas. We didn't go through Indiana, but they changed our state signs. They don't say welcome anything. They look like a credit card. They're terrible. But I really love a good welcome sign. And so that was a complete fail. But I feel like I have it down. And I'm always happy to tell people they're like, oh my gosh, I love your road trips. You have to share more about it. And I'm always happy to share any tips, any tricks. I've got it down. I still don't book my Airbnbs in advance. I book them the same day, which is nice. I don't do hotels with the dogs and getting in later. I like to drive. This year, I actually think we stopped a lot earlier. Like I think we're at most Airbnbs by like 10 or 11 at night. But I think the year before my sister and I were getting in at like 2 or 3. It was not good, which is interesting because we took the exact same route and stopped pretty much in the exact same cities. But Airbnbs I think are just easier. It's always a mixed bag. You never really know what you're going to get. I actually tried to book the same exact ones, but they were taken. So I couldn't do that. But
you were in 3 new ones, right?
Yeah, newer. I think we did Tucson, 1 in Texas, and then 1 like near Baton Rouge. So kind of that same exact route, and then just brought it home that final day. I think we got to you so late, though. I felt really bad because you have your 6 a.m. wake up call every day and got to you at 3 a.m. But
I was unloading the car 3 a.m. You told me you were going to get in at like 6, by the way.
No, I never said 6.
Yeah.
I'll check the text. I have receipts, but I probably said like 10, and then I shared my location. It's wild. I mean, like we wake up in the morning and we get breakfast and we get on the road, and I'll say, okay, let's do like 9.5 to 10 hours per day, which is very doable. And then by the time you drive, when all is said and done, like you're looking at like 12.5 hours of driving. And I honestly don't know where it goes. Like we obviously stop and let the dogs out and stop and grab food, but we never stop and have like a sit down lunch. We never, like my sister and I think went on like a longer walk last year, like a little hike or something, but we didn't even stop at the thing this year, the attraction. I wanted to stop at Pistachio World because it said world's largest pistachio coming up, but it said like 400 miles. I'm like, okay, I have so much time to get hyped about this pistachio. I'm going to see the world's largest one. Is it real? Is it synthetic? Am I going to get a photo in front of it? Is there a mascot? And we're getting closer and closer, and they're like, Pistachio World. Like, yeah, it's coming. Like, it's almost like the signs for like Disney, and you're getting like pumped up. And then out of nowhere, like no more Pistachio World signs. Where did Pistachio World go? So my sister looks, and it was actually like you had to go like an hour and a half off the main road to go see this pistachio.
Oh, that's
I'm devastated. Right. Did I think about doing it? Yes. But like adding 3 hours of drive time, I don't know. Like if it was you and I were just like going across the country, we had all the time in the world. But like, I'm mad. So has anyone been there? I need to know. I need photos. I couldn't even bring myself to Google it because I was so devastated. That's the stuff that road trip dreams are made of. Giant pistachios. Or like the world's largest ball of yarn or something like that. Like that. Those
the
are
Coke bottle. We did the Coke bottle.
Yeah. Like those are the things that get me going and really.
Also, I think if you're gonna put billboards up along the highway, like the attraction should be on the highway.
Yes.
Like Buc-ee's.
Or worth the hour and a half. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe I missed out on something incredible. But Buc-ee's, okay. So I stopped at a few Buc-ee's because their snacks, it's not even hype. Like people think Buc-ee's is all just for social media show. Their snacks are insane. And the problem is I fell in love with their salsa this time. I fall in love with all these little candy snacks, whatever, and you can't get them anywhere. They have no e-commerce. You can't like love a shirt and then get one for set. Like you have to have a plug at Buc-ee's, which I had to find last year to replace the sweatshirt that was missing.
Shout out to our Buc-ee's plug.
Yeah, but they have all these incredible things, and then like, how do you get it? You can't get it. So we stopped at like 2 or 3 of them. Their bathrooms, that's what they have on the billboards. It's like we have the cleanest bathrooms, we have the best bathrooms.
It's true.
And so obviously like that's always like the stop, the bathroom run, get the snacks. I tried the brisket finally. It's really good.
I know. I wanted to do it when we went in Texas last year. I wanted to do it so bad, but we had just eaten breakfast, so I was like, I'll pass. I think your mom had it, right?
Yeah. Well, she did the pulled pork, but they had a sample. They had a sample
Yeah.
out. They did like a call out, and I feel my sister's like, you just almost ran over there. It was like embarrassing, but I didn't think it was embarrassing. I had to lock in the sample, but I think it's just so good.
I think all the Californian listeners, like if you ever make a trip out to the southeast part of the country,
they're popping up everywhere. I think they're building one in Tennessee, Kentucky. It's going to be overkill soon. It'll be like a Starbucks, but
no, well, maybe, but you got to go. It's like an experience. You just have to see it to believe it. You know what I mean?
It's just goofy. They pay the workers pretty well too. I saw their little pay sign. I was like, wow, impressive. I like that. I mean, it's like Costco. Like they take care of their workers. It makes me happy. But that was one of the big stops. Yeah, I don't know. The Airbnbs were good. Like obviously you read the reviews. You never know. It's always suspect when there's like 50 reviews and they're all 5 stars. You're like, nothing was wrong. But it's actually like across the board, like pretty great. I found 3 of them that had fully fenced in yards. So the pups were so happy. Obviously, don't let them like at night. It's kind of hard to tell when you get in. You're like, what's out there?
Right.
But in the morning, they had a blast and just sprinkle all over the yard.
I think most people know. I think most people know like the main thing with us is the dogs and the yard and the fenced in yard. So, yeah. And all 3 of them looked really nice because you were sending me pictures and videos.
And like super affordable too. And I know it's like it can be iffy. Obviously last year I had one where like the doorknob fell off on the back door. And then the lady was like, oh, I can have my handyman Mark come at 4 a.m. And I was like, yeah, that's what I need. A gentleman caller to just come in before sunrise that I've never met before and come fix my lock.
Right.
And that one was actually on there and I almost did it. I was like, should I go back to that one? Like,
you think the lock's fixed?
Well, I read all the reviews and no, because people were writing about it. They were like, the back door is an obvious issue. The back door is an obvious issue. And then it fell up. Like she gave me a really high review. She said, Courtney communicated a minor problem with the house and was an excellent guest. Would 10 out of 10 have her again? I was like, will you have me again? But then like no one, like the comments stopped after that. So I think when it fell off into my hand was when she was like, okay, I probably need to fix this door because it was kind of creepy. And then my sister, remember, she like wrote that note on my pillow that said like, you're going to die tonight.
She was messing with you, yeah.
But she didn't know that the door handle was going to fall off in my hand. And then I didn't really sleep. So it could be a mixed bag, but I'm always happy to share my advice on where to stay. Take a road trip. Pick a baseball stadium if you can this summer and get in the car and go.
The hardest part about that drive, not that I was on it with you last 2 years, was like, but
tell me.
It's like a day plus to get through Texas. Like that's the worst part about it.
I think we did it in a day, under a day. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's long. It sucks when you're not like checking off new states.
Yeah.
So when you drive all day and you don't check off a new state, like that's the worst part. But as soon as you hit Louisiana, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
We're going.
There was definitely a point around like 6 or 7 o'clock at night where I hit that wall. I was like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to drive like the next like 4 hours or so? And you kind of just like crank the AC and you're like, okay, here we go. Like,
yeah, that twilight period is just like, oh, but then once it gets dark, I'm the same way. Once it gets dark, then I like catch a second wind. Yeah. I'm ready to rock.
I do a thing if I like really need, I'm not like this is really sad. I'm not a big podcast person. Like we listen to The problem is I like the like murder mystery datelines. I'm like, probably not a good idea with like 3 women alone on the road, like driving through the middle of nowhere. And so I will have my sister like put on like a game show or something, and I'll just listen to it, and that'll like get me going. Like put on like a TV show.
We do the NPR stuff.
Yeah. Like, yeah, different ones. We talked about that last year, but I don't know. I feel like I have to have like something to kind of like get me over the edge there.
Yeah.
But we made it. It was nice. It's nice to put the miles on a rental car and not your car. The dogs loved it. It was funny because last year I had the bench seat, and it was just my sister and I. And then this year my mom came with. And so there was only 2 bucket seats in the second row. Yeah. So Moon had her car seat, and then Rigby was kind of wedged in between. And right when we get on the road, my mom's like, Rigby wants to get on my lap. And I was like, no, because once he gets on your lap,
there's no going back.
No, he's going to want to be on your lap the entire time. And he needs to stay in his car seat the whole damn ride. All 36 plus whatever hours. That guy just milked it. I mean, unbelievable. He's a little con artist.
It's so funny because
I mean, he's the best person to have on your lap. But like, if you want to like snack or anything, it's like, he's just there.
Well, and he loves looking out the window, and then he starts like licking the window. You're just like, dude, what are you doing? He won't stop looking out the window. Like, he has to see out the window.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was part of the reason he wanted up on your mom's lap, because usually he's up on the seat and he can see out.
Yeah.
But he was like on the floor, like wedged in. So Moon could see out the window. Rigby wouldn't have been able to see out.
I know.
From his seat. So.
And then I thought about putting him in the same seat, and I was like, Rigby would love that. Moon's a little Miss Independent, so I don't know about that.
He gets tangled in his by himself. I couldn't imagine if they were both in the same seat.
Yeah. But we made it. We're here. Yeah. Happy to be here.
Snacks? What snacks? Good. What was the...
So the center console of the car, I loaded with Trader Joe's snacks before I left. So I got my olive pouches, which are so good. I look forward to that every single day.
They're really good.
I had peanut butter pretzels. I had my chomps. I had, what else did I have? Maybe I had a macro bar in there. Oh, I had my, they're like the fruit squeeze pouches. They're like the bootleg go-go squeezes.
Yeah.
But they're like carrot, apple, or something like that.
You didn't do any of your...
I had Scandinavian swimmers, which are the...
Swedish fish?
They're... No, they're like sour. Well, they come in sour or regular varieties. Trader Joe's like sour gummies, but they're really, really good. But I only had a couple at a time. Like they lasted us. They were here for like the first week. I don't know how, because normally I sit there and crush them, but they're really tasty.
None of your, I forget what they're called, the little spicy, like
pickled
sausage. Yeah.
No, and I didn't get any on the road either because I had my chomps. I was trying, I said, okay, if I have at least some like healthy-ish snacks with me, like I'll stay away from some of them. But we could not stop getting Subway. Like the first 2 nights were like, because we stopped at the one in Arizona, like a little before Tucson. The one, I'm trying to think of that town, but I feel like it's really, Cody did that one interview that one day. Do you remember that? Like after the World Series, and they were like, are you at a Subway on the side of the road in Arizona? And he was like, yeah, I'm driving. I think it was that exact one.
Gilbert?
No. It was like, it's like toward, it's
Whatever.
far. It's far.
Yeah.
Not relevant. And this girl, like the care, like, remember when they used to call Subway workers sandwich artists? Like she brought it back to that. Like she was incredible. Like
I appreciate that.
Meticulous. It was unbelievable. And so like we left and we're like, ate it on the road. And we're like, that was so good. Like, so came time the next night and we're like, Subway? And my sister's like, yeah, let's do Subway. And we got like a slob kebab. Like, and there was no, I'm like looking behind me, like, does he have orders, like other orders to make? Like this guy, like it was like a Picasso of a sandwich artist. Like it was truly like just a mess. And obviously I'm eating it while I'm driving. So I have like a napkin like tucked into my sweatshirt. Like I'm freaking eating crab legs. And I have like the full like bag. I think I had like a plastic bag across my lap, like trying to eat this while I'm driving. And it was so not good. I mean, it was good, but like it wasn't. That first girl, like I need to go on Yelp and like shout her out because she was incredible. And she didn't panic when we were asking for extra every single thing, but that guy just, it was, yeah.
I can appreciate a sandwich maker who takes their time.
Like Jersey Mike.
Jersey Mike's the other day.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was ordering your sandwich, and Kourt always gets jalapeno pickle and banana peppers. And this guy, I mean, it was placing one at a time, like perfectly around the sandwich. They were evenly placed out. And I was just like, man, thank you. Thank you for taking your time.
Why rush?
Yeah. It's just such a better experience.
No.
I mean, not all the time. Sometimes the sloppy, juicy bite in the sandwich is pretty good, but
I was like, I don't know if I've ever had a bad Jersey Mike's.
Not when you're driving. It's really hard.
No, that was the only issue. And honestly, like, because I love like when the stuff falls, because it's like bag fries, like you get like bonus like little banana peppers when you're done eating, and you're like, ooh, I wasn't actually done. I have more treats. So I get it. It was a little more difficult while I was driving, but like, I don't know. It was still really good. I think the last night we did Whataburger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, In-N-Out.
Without a doubt?
Yeah. I mean, Whataburger's good, and there are a lot of options. It's just almost like there's too much. Like, I love the simplicity of In-N-Out, and I just feel like it's just like really good quality, and the workers are just so jolly. Although the Whataburger gal was great because they kept putting cheese on my burger, and then they messed up something else, and they forgot this, and then I actually forgot about this. My sister I think she got like chicken tenders or wings or something like that, and she had a thing of ranch like up on the dashboard. And then I realized like my burger had cheese on it, so I had to like pull back in, and when I swung around, it just launched and just absolutely ranched her entire body.
All over.
100%.
She already had the ranch open before you got out of the...
Yeah, she like peeled it back. Because I think I had to go in for something, and then I had to go in again. Like the manager on duty was incredible, and she was like fixing and remedying everything. But I don't know. I ran back in to like get a fork or something like that. And then like when I swung back around, because I was like pulling out, just absolutely doused her with the ranch. Just a tragedy.
Need your car.
And then I was laughing hysterically, and she was using like the dog's paw wipes to just get all of it up.
Should have been using your car
sauce tray.
Yeah. If you had that, she would have been fine.
Absolute miss. But no, it was good. That first night Subway though, that's something I'll dream about for a while.
So the highlight of the food was Subway.
Probably Waffle House one morning. I love Waffle House. You got to get the hash brown, because I eat the same thing pretty much every day, like the bacon, eggs, tomatoes, and then, well, the variation is on the fourth item, but their hash browns are so good, and you can get them like smothered, covered, capped, spiced. I don't even know what it's called, but I did like the mushrooms in them, the tomatoes, jalapenos, and what else? Onions.
Yeah. I haven't been to a Waffle House in a long time.
I know. It's like one of those, like there's one here. There's one nearby here, but we're like first watchers if we go. I make breakfast here every day, but it's just such a little treat.
Aren't you going to shout out your breakfast place in Texas?
Oh gosh.
That you repeated?
What is it called?
I don't know. It's a donut shop, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to forget what it was called. Yeah. I found this place. It was like a drive-through kind of like donut shop, and I found it last year because I think what happened was after the creepy house incident, we got on the road kind of late in the morning, and McDonald's breakfast was over, and so I had to I found it. It was in Junction, Texas. What is this place called? Donut Palace.
Yeah.
And it was a palace, and it's honestly not that it's that crazy. It's just I can appreciate when I come in and they only have like donuts and biscuits and gravy and breakfast sandwiches with buttermilk and cheese and all that. And I'm just say, what can you do? And they made a scramble for me and bacon, and the sausage was so good. And then it has like honey toast that they put on the grill. It was really, really good. And then the like sriracha hot sauce, and same staff as last year, just the best. And it's so cheap. Like they're the best.
Did you tell them that you were on your annual trip from...
I said I came here last year. I drove through, and you guys made me a scramble. And the lady was like, yeah, I can do it again. Like, perfect. So, the best.
You think she remembered you?
Absolutely not. Did I remember her? Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember that honey toast.
Yep.
I don't even like honey toast. You were like the honey butter.
I love honey
guy.
butter.
But no, it was good. It was good. Okay, we got to move along. So the other night we were watching the Red Sox game. They were playing in the Dominican.
Yeah.
And it kind of sparked some memories for us playing in the same stadium that you played at. Yes, in 2012, the first year we were dating, and you brought my ass out to the Dominican. And I will say that was the first time I have ever
I brought all of you to the Dominican, okay?
Brought all of me. I mean, we were dating for not even 6 months. That was your birthday. So 5 months. Yeah. 5 months of talking. We were officially together for a month and a half. And you're like, hey, I get a +1 to Dominican. And it was a first class flight. And I just remember singing the Fergie song.
Where was your layover though? Because you couldn't go direct from LA.
Miami, I think.
LA, Miami, and then Miami, DR.
I don't think it was first class from Miami to DR. I think it was only first class Miami. But I was like, oh my gosh, I felt very cool. It's wow, they really take care of you. So I don't know. I feel like watching the game, it's obviously very exciting. And I hope that the players that got to go, obviously you're not a member of the Red Sox anymore. It was Red Sox Rays, correct? Yep. I hope the players that got to go got to experience baseball in the Dominican, how you experienced it. And obviously it's a huge thing for guys to go down there. And typically it's guys that need more at bats, want more playing time, want maybe more exposure, but a lot of times it ends up being a lot more than that.
Yeah, I think I encourage everyone that hasn't gone to go down there and play. I think I went in 2010, I went in 2012, and it really is a different game of baseball playing down there. If you watch the spring training games between the Red Sox and Rays, you could hear the music playing. That's not coming from a DJ or the speakers. That's music being played by fans in the stands. And it literally is, these games, there's no pitch clock in these games. So we're talking 4 hours, 4.5 hour games of fans. They're drinking, they're making noise, they're cheering, they're playing music, they're going nuts, they're yelling at umpires. It's incredible. And there's only 6 teams in the Dominican League. So there's, I don't want to mess them up.
The Lions, the Tigers.
Well, Escogido is the red team. Licey is
my.
the blue team. Estrella is the green team. Águilas is the yellow team. The Gigantes is maroon, and the Toros are the orange team. So
dang, ding, 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 ding.
So every fan
I need to give
base,
you a prize or something. That was impressive.
I know. I thought I was going to
practice that?
No, I thought I was going to mess up the Toros, but that was the last one that came to me.
The Toros.
But every fan base has their color, right? And so you go to a game in the capital in Santo Domingo at Quisqueya for Escogido, and everyone in the stands is wearing red. And then they actually share a stadium with Licey, which is the blue team, the Tigers, and they're all blue. So when we play them, it's half the stadium is red, half the stadium is blue. Big party, everyone's singing, dancing, cheering, and it literally, I think it was a big part of me being able to stick in the major leagues because it taught me how to have fun and appreciate the game more. Yeah. And to realize that you can have fun and enjoy the game and still play hard. And I think that, there's a little bit, and now maybe it's going a little too far, I don't know, but there's always been a little bit of stigma, I think, in the United States with baseball as it's serious and you got to, Johnny hustle and everything's whatever, and not a whole lot of enjoying the game. And I think I really learned how to have fun and smile and relax by playing 2 seasons down there. So if you ever get a chance to go to a Winter League game, you got to go check it out. It is absolutely incredible.
You got to go. And I did not know what to expect, obviously. Well, I've been to only a couple games of yours, and obviously I knew American baseball, but when you decided to go down there, and I was like, absolutely, let's dive in. And it was just such a crazy experience. Obviously I didn't know anyone down there. I met a few of your teammates' families that were down there, obviously, but someone from your agency was down there. and it was kind of, I won't share any of those stories. This person, well, you're like, he's not with the agency
no longer
anymore.
with the agency.
No, but he was a treat. And like, I didn't have, obviously I didn't have like an international phone plan. So I had like this little like bat phone, like, I don't know, just like this little flip phone down there. And I think it could only call you. And like, that was it. And these road trips aren't close. Like some of these stadiums are far away. So I'm like going to these away games to see you for a couple hours. And, the food was
a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well, a 2-hour drive, and then you're sitting
and then a 4-hour game.
4-hour game.
But while I was at that 4-hour game, I will tell you about the food. I had a entire chicken that I bought. This is the second week in a row I brought up rotisserie chickens, but like a full like rotisserie chicken, and then the Presidente, the coldest beer
on the planet.
It's supposed to be the coldest beer on the planet.
No,
I think it is.
It is. Yes.
Is it possible that a beer can be colder than another beer?
Yes. The Presidente is the hands down the coldest beer on the planet.
Okay, and that's been tested.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and then they have these personal pan pizzas, which I think is just Pizza Hut.
It is Pizza Hut.
For whatever reason, they were just so good. Yeah, I had a blast.
You like the plantains too. The plantain chips.
No, you would every single night, room service boy, plantains. I'm not a plantain person because I feel like the plantains, they had them in a bucket. They did them like a different way at the game, but you liked them like with your dinner, like in a sweet, savory situation.
A little bit of ketchup.
No.
Boom. Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, you loved it. You couldn't get enough. But I'm glad you spoke about it because I feel like I've heard that a lot and I've read that a lot of guys go down there and they're like, oh, I just went down there to get reps. And then I like guys that struggle are obviously trying to get like more playing time and worried about their numbers. Like go down there and they're like, okay, that is like how we should be playing baseball. And it helped change kind of my mindset, like you said.
Yes. If you're going down there to play, go down there open-minded and accept the culture. And
dive
into it.
Go to the casino, baby.
I think, Jaragua was the hotel we stayed at in the bungalows, and there was a casino connected to it. So
you were texting some of your Red Sox teammates, and they didn't stay at the same hotel, but you're like, oh man.
They were at like the JW Marriott or something, I think.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping, but I don't even think like the Americans that go down and play for Escogido now, they don't stay at Jaragua either. I think they stay more downtown, which is sad.
We'll have to share your Moises Alou story next week.
Oh no, let's share it right now.
You want to do it right now?
Yeah, it's too good.
Okay. I mean, where do we begin? So obviously, well, it was your birthday, like I said, when we were down there, which happened to fall this year on Thanksgiving. Coincidentally, that also happened this year.
Right.
And so I do this like little scavenger hunt for you and gift you with like a wine tasting. It was like a living social or Groupon, but we had a blast. But anyways, it was Thanksgiving and Moises was the GM of the team. Is he still the GM?
I don't think he's still the GM.
Okay.
He was for a long time.
Well, he was the GM and he's hosting this big Thanksgiving feast at his house in Dominican.
For all the American players.
Yeah. And feast is not an overstatement. Like I need to share a photo of this setup. Tented in the backyard, just any item. I remember like going bananas over the potato salad. I don't know why. It was just incredible. Every like pie, every side dish, just unbelievable. And so we're hanging out. Your teammates are there. You
got to talk about the setup though. Like this was like a giant in his backyard, giant tent, like strung lights everywhere. I have
the photos.
Like,
I need to just share them.
This place was.
It
was extraordinary. Like you're like, oh my gosh,
beyond
this
your
is like a palace.
Wildest dreams. Yes, incredible. Just like a full. It's not just like someone's like, oh, come over for dinner. We'll do Thanksgiving. Like this was like
special,
really special. So it is your birthday. And so I have this idea to ask one of the servers there if we could all do a tequila shot for your birthday. I think it was going to be midnight. or maybe it was just after dinner.
Midnight. No, at midnight.
Yeah, it was right at midnight. That's what I thought. And so they go and get this like silver platter, just line them all up. We're like passing them around. We're like, happy birthday. This is amazing. And I don't know. Like, you tell me, like, when you took it, is that when things went south?
I don't know what happened. I love tequila. That's my drink of choice. I don't usually get sick from it, but for whatever reason, I took this shot and almost immediately was like, oh my God.
This is not good.
This is not good.
No.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so in Moises' house, when you go in up by the front of the house, kind of the entryway, they had their bathroom. And so I run in there and I don't even think, I barely got the door open, like the bathroom door, and it started coming up. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I finally get over the toilet, but at that point there was already misses everywhere. Am I getting stopped?
I just need to say that this entire house in my memory was just made of marble. There was no other materials that were used to make this house. We were in like a marble mansion castle. And I don't know if I know like any marble like countertops I've ever dealt with. Like I set a water glass down and it leaves a ring and there's etching.
Right.
I don't think it was the best place to vomit.
Ugh.
At all. And I remember like thinking that bathroom was amazing. It was like they had these like, do you remember the perfume samples in there?
Yes.
They had like every like designer perfume, like the little tiny like 25 or 0.25 ounce like you pick, like you could smell like anything you wanted in there, just complete marble luxury. And I think you said you like you like tried to clean it up and then you just like spritzed the perfume and you like went and told someone. You were like, I'm so sorry, I got sick, I don't know, I feel really bad. I'm sure if this ranks on like Moises' like tragic events in his life, I don't know if it's above Steve Bartman, I don't know if it's below Steve Bartman, I don't know, but like I don't know if it even got to him. Like I don't know, I'm hoping, like I don't know, I don't know. This might be one of those, like, we remember it and we like see him and we're like, ooh, like, sorry about that. And he'd be like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's a very like powerful, strong man. I feel like I was just like he's intimidating.
Yeah.
And so I hope it never got back to him. And I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast. I don't imagine he does.
The worst part was like after I'm like, oh my God, like there's stuff everywhere. And I'm looking around to like figure out how to clean this up. God. And the only thing in there were these towels.
Like cashmere or something, like spun by like cherub angels.
But with like his initials in them. They were like the monogram, like M.A. in the towels. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't clean up this puke in Moises' bathroom with his satin monogram towels or whatever they're.
You just hear him like knock. He's like, everything all right?
I definitely sprayed some perfume or cologne or whatever it was because I was trying to cover it up and I like was like looking around the corner trying to find somebody. I mean, he had a bunch of people like at the house. I don't know, workers or.
You didn't get released, so that's good. But you actually were sick. And I remember whatever it was, like, I don't know if it was like the Dominican Z-Pack. Someone gave you like a cold medicine or something and you got better, but it was like you had like a really bad virus.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like, oh, I had a shot and like couldn't handle my liquor. Like you got pretty sick for like a day or two. So
I was like, I wanted to like curl up in a ball and disappear. I'm like, I cannot believe I just sprayed Moises' bathroom. This is not good. Man, sorry. Sorry, Moises, if you're listening.
Go play Winterball, everybody.
It really is a great experience.
No,
so you gotta do
we have like so many good memories, and I feel like I wasn't even there for that long, but it feels like I could tell stories for days and days and days. But I just wanted to share in light of the series.
Escogido, the campeón. Oh, one more thing about the Winterball that I think is fantastic is they have mascots.
Oh, yeah.
And the mascots are incredible. They dance the whole time. They're on the field. They have dance battles in between innings, and it is highly entertaining.
Yeah.
And Courtney loves mascots, so, you know.
Oh, you know I do. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that is unfortunately going to do it for today's episode. A friendly reminder to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And as always, please rate and review. We love to read them. We appreciate every single one of them. And like I mentioned before, we're now on YouTube, so you can watch the episodes instead of just listening to them and get all the extra
You can see Mooney.
content.
You can see a lot of Mooney tonight if you watch on
Moon and us in all
YouTube.
of our glory.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bum 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 bum.